Howl. Purple Jade nudged its head against the bottle in its owner's hand. Since it had finished the mission, Passerby should quickly give it milk. Yes, you're awesome, buddy. Passerby hurriedly handed the milk to it. His conscience was eaten by dogs in the end, and he shamelessly used food to abduct this young spirit for training. Nonetheless, the effect was very good. The cub would leave the baby stage and enter the growth stage in just a week. Purple Jade, buddy, quickly enter the growth period so that I can train with more confidence. He thought inwardly as he looked at his spirit. Howl. As if sensing an evil aura, the cub used its spiritual power to carry the milk to the side and away from the evil Passerby. He became speechless. Sigh, I have to find a way to get some money. Looking at the balance shown on his phone, Passerby found that he only had a little more than 5,000 yuan left. It should have lasted quite a while, but because the cub had to replenish its spiritual and physical energies after every training, the money was spent much faster than expected. Still, the effect was obvious and even gratifying. Purple Jade's strength had greatly improved, and it now only had one step left to break through to mid-level servant and enter the growth stage. Once it reached the growth stage, its evolution could be considered. Right now, it was in the original form of a small wood spirit, but after the evolution was completed, it would truly become a wood spirit. Passerby wanted to evolve it to a wood spirit form before it had a breakthrough to the warlord level. Pet evolution did not require special materials and only needed some special evolution forms. Generally, pets evolved autonomously when they grew to a certain stage, but for human intervention, some special catalytic materials were required. This was one of the jobs of a pet educator. The purpose of artificial catalysis was to make pets stronger. Natural evolution was full of uncertainties and had a great impact on the strength of spirits. Just like Purple Jade, the difference between it evolving to a servant wood spirit or a warlord wood spirit was worlds apart. Passerby was not very worried about the evolution of the cub. Given its cultivation, there was a high probability that it would be able to complete the first evolution at the servant level with a little guidance. However, if he wanted to maintain this level of training, he needed more money, but he was too embarrassed to ask his parents for it. Furthermore, their family was short on money because of their need to contract the reservoir. He would have to wait for the cub to enter the growth stage in a few days before he could venture deeper into the forest to hunt some monsters for money. With the cub's current strength and his guidance, it should not be a big problem. He was very confident because of the vine whip killer move he had developed today. Under normal circumstances, the vine whip produced by the cub was only as thick as a thumb, but now it was as thick as a wrist. This super thick vine whip was one of Passerby's killer moves. He came up with the idea after putting some green attribute light balls he had sucked from trees into the cub's vine whip skill on a whim and truly did not expect it to be so successful. With the integration of the light balls, the cub's vine whip became thicker and thicker, and it also became even stronger. This vine whip was reusable. As long as it was not broken, it could be used all the time. However, it was limited to the vine whip incorporated with light balls, and those without the fusion of attribute light balls were still at the thickness of a thumb. Passerby had been studying the attribute light balls recently. After the cub was born, he tried using them to fuse with it, but the effect had not been good. It could restore the cub's stamina but was unable to improve its potential. Now, it seemed that using it with his pet skills was the correct choice. As for if there were other ways to use them, he still had yet to figure it out. Let's go home. Now, you can supervise my running. He picked up his pet, which had just finished lapping up the milk, and put it on his shoulder. Howl. The cub yelped excitedly, then it strictly supervised him. By the time he reached home with his pet, Passerby was already wet with sweat. He took a bath, lay down in bed, and let the cub use its wood spiritual power to give him a therapeutic massage. "Ah, you're the best, buddy," exclaimed Passerby as he turned over. Because of the cub's steadily improving physical fitness, he did not have to suffer pain anymore. Howl tilde Purple Jade nodded at his mobile phone blatantly. "No problem, I'll let you play on it later." He nodded comprehendingly. In his rare free time, Passerby tuned in to the Faraway Place live broadcast. The live broadcast in this world was not all games and entertainment but more on the adventures of pet tamers. Broadcasting live a Pet Tamer's outdoor adventure on the monster battlefield and spacecracks had become a professional career. The industry had also cultivated superconducting satellite monsters, which specialized in transmitting electromagnetic signals. The general spacecracks could be used for broadcasting adventures live. Passerby originally considered doing live broadcasts in order to make money, but after learning more about it, he ultimately gave up. The waters were too deep and not suitable for him. Today, I'm on the third monster battlefield in Daxing, Anling. Only an electromagnetic satellite monster is following me to record my exploits. Later, I'll broadcast live the hunting of the low-level commander monster, Lava Tree. Everyone, buckle up and send me some small gifts. I'm risking my life to perform for everyone. The anchor Passerby was watching was a rookie. He was an elite-level pet tamer who had a low-level commander monster, Blue Sea Snake, and a mid-level warlord spirit, Iron Fist. If it were not for his contract book or his silver rank, Fang Laobar would already be a Tier 4 town hall existence. The reason Passerby was watching him was that this rookie anchor, who dared to fight with monsters for the sake of popularity and more subscribers, let him understand the situation better on a monster battlefield. The anchor is about to kill the lava tree monster. I'll give you 10 super fires. Impressive. The lava tree is a fire-type monster and has strong offensive power. The anchor actually dares to challenge it. I'll give you some gifts. Hey, how old is the anchor? This Iron Fist is so adorably ugly. I love it. I've watched this episode before. The anchor was defeated by the lava tree with one move. You like watching the comment section so much. Did the anchor bring the goods? I want the lava tree's crystal nucleus. The price is negotiable. Wow, the blue sea snake is so beautiful. I want it. Passerby ignored the comments of the netizens and focused on the environment around the anchor, instead. The environment on this monster battlefield was very different from the human settlements. The spiritual power was more intense and violent. The trees were not only huge but also appeared to be stronger, seemingly containing more light balls. From time to time, he could see some monsters and spirits passing by on the screen. Looking at the betting page, Passerby saw that most people had put their bets on the anchor defeating the lava tree monster. Thinking of it, he bet 200 yuan on the victory of the lava tree monster with 8 times the odds. He reckoned that the anchor's blue sea snake had just reached the lower position of commander level, so even if the attributes were mutually suppressed, the winning rate was not necessarily high.